Hello, we're going to show another way to override the book-to-tax adjustment logic in the B2T engine. We're going to show how to specify the tax basis change for an account over the accounting period. The engine will use the change value to make the accurate book-to-tax adjustment and incorporate the results into the tax calculation. The more accurate the adjustments, the more accurate the tax results. We know that for some types of accounts, there may be different ways that their books and tax basis can change. For example, a fixed asset account can follow one of many different depreciation methods, both for accounting books and for tax. Many companies have dedicated systems to keep track of the book tax basis for their fixed assets. Many factors need to be considered. The B2T engine does not store any user's data. It cannot keep track of all those factors. Its calculation of the book-to-tax adjustments may not be accurate. Another such example would be the inventory accounts. In such cases, a user can provide the accurate tax basis that his system maintains to the B2T engine, so that the engine can accurately make the book-to-tax adjustments and include them in the overall tax calculation processing. Let's take a look at an example. So here is our Hello World example, where we are calculating taxes for a U.S. company P that has a revenue of $1,000. Let's assume that a company P also has a fixed asset account. P has a fixed asset, and its balance changed from $150 to $250 over the accounting period. And now we need to let the engine know what exactly is this fixed asset account. We go to the setup input sheet. We're going to enter an account mapping record for the fixed asset account. Here's a record that maps the fixed asset account into the standard fixed asset account, so the engine knows what to do. So we're going to save the file, and we're going to submit it to the B2T engine using our easy button. And that button is on the recurring input sheet on top. We're going to submit it. It appears the engine starts cold right now, so it may take a while, like 20-30 seconds. Otherwise, it'll be rather quick. So it's done. Let's open the output file. Here's the result, and we're going to the provision sheet following the shortcut arrow to that sheet. And we see we have our fixed asset. Its ending balance is 250, but the adjustment value is 0. We wonder why. So we go to the detail sheet following the shortcut arrow over here. So here's the detail sheet. Here's our fixed asset account. Adjustment is value, and it is a temporary adjustment. And we look at the calculation logic in this column, the calculation logic field here. Basically, the engine took the position that the tax basis change of the account is the same as the book basis change. And so the book to tax adjustment is 0. The engine simply does not have enough information to make a more accurate adjustment. Now, let's assume that the company P actually has a dedicated system that maintains the tax basis for the fixed assets. So it knows exactly how much the tax basis has changed for the accounting period. Let's say the company knows that the tax basis change for the account is $40. In this case, if we can let the B2T engine know this accurate tax basis change, then it'll be able to make the most accurate book-to-tax adjustment. How can we let the engine know? So let's go back to the input file. So we close out this output file. We don't really save it. So here's the input file. And on the trial balance record for the fixed asset account, we're going to, in here, we move up a little bit, user ADJ value override code. In this code, we need to use specified tax basis change. So we're going to let the engine know specified tax basis change. And if we hover over the field, it says it'll take a property tax basis change field. Okay, so we're going to further in the property column here enter a property book tax basis change equal to 40. Okay, so we have this number. We know it's more accurate. We want to let the engine know in this input file for this account. So let's save it, and we're going to submit it again. So it's down. Let's open the output file. Okay, and again we go further down to the provision sheet. And here we see the adjustment now is 60. Now think about it. We told the engine that the tax basis is 40. But we also know from our input that a book basis change is 100. So the result 60 is the tax basis change 40 minus the book basis change of 100, resulting in minus 60, which is credit 60. And this more accurate book-to-tax adjustment is being used by the engine in its calculation of current tax expense here, and also in the deferred tax expense here. And the result is being reflected in the overall final answer. And further notice that the engine also informs us, look at the notes field for this account. It basically tells us that it had used a user formula instead of using its own rates and rules. So to summarize, for those accounts that may have complex methods for calculating book and tax basis, if a user has a dedicated system that keeps track of the tax basis, then he can specify the tax basis change for those accounts in the input file, like we have been doing over here. We told the engine that we're going to specify tax basis by using a property. Then the B2T engine will use those values to make accurate book-to-tax adjustments for its tax calculation. So the way that we can overcome those complex situations is to supply the tax basis change to the B2T engine, and the engine will automatically incorporate them in the overall processing. That's it. Thanks for watching.